In lesson 2, we take a look at investigating perpendicular sides. So again, the kids tend to get mixed up a little bit between parallel and perpendicular. Perpendicular, we think about timeout. Parallel, we think about train tracks. So it says at the beginning of the lesson, it says that the top and bottom edges are horizontal when you look at the chalkboard. So anything, the bottom of the wall, along the floor, that's horizontal. The side edges are vertical. So on the side edges of a chalkboard, those would be vertical. A horizontal edge and a vertical edge are perpendicular. So the kids have to recognize what a perpendicular or what two perpendicular edges look like, and that they form a right angle where those two edges meet at a vertex. So it says when two sides of any shape make a right angle, we say the sides are perpendicular. We draw a square to show a right angle. So we draw in those guys there to show those right angles. Kids, don't get confused by the fact that the shape does not have to be sitting at that orientation. Just because we tend to think of them as horizontal and vertical, any lines in a shape that meet at a right angle are perpendicular to each other, whether or not the shape itself is sitting with horizontal top edges and vertical side edges. So this is the language that we need the students to recognize. It says this shape has 5 sides. It has a pentagon, and we identify it this way. In pentagon A, B, C, D, and E, BC is perpendicular to CD. So BC is perpendicular to CD. So we draw that little square in there to show that it's a right angle. We say it this way, BC is perpendicular to CD, and we write it this way. BC is perpendicular to CD, and that is our symbol for perpendicular, which is an upside down T. Now in this case, we also recognize that ED, that line right there, is also perpendicular to CD. So we say it that ED is perpendicular to CD, and we write it this way. ED is perpendicular to CD.